Hello and welcome back, anybody, everybody, but probably nobody. This is ThorW, and we were continuing our journey through Dark Souls 3. As you can see, I'm dressed like a badass, and to be very specific, I am dressed like a Black Knight. I have farmed up the entirety of the Black Knight set, which took forever because they don't like to drop it, including the Great Sword, which I can't use. I do not have 30 strength, unfortunately, so that would be a bit difficult, and my equip ratio is a bit off. But for the time being, let's go ahead and take a look at this equipment set. Shield of the Black Knights who roam the lands. A flowing canal is chiseled deeply into its face. Long ago, the Black Knights faced the Chaos Demons and were charred black, but their shields became highly resistant to fire. The Helm. Armor of the Black Knights who roam the land. The knights served the First Lord Gwyn and followed him into the flame upon its linking. They became ash, but still wander the realms to this day. And it says that on all of the equipment, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, you can see how many multiples of certain equipments I got, because it took forever to farm some of the unique parts. But hey, it happens. On top of that, our equip ratio is a little high, so I'm going to swap the leggings out, and I'm going to wear a skirt. Beautiful. We are beautiful again, and that way I can roll. And we're out here by the tombstone. If you take a look, this one has a very large great sword on it. Take a nice close look at it. And you'll notice that this kind of looks like the Artorias greatsword. Very similar to the great swords that the Undead Legion used. Now why does that matter? Because Hawkwood's shield is here. Now does that mean Hawkwood is dead? No. No, it does not. All that means is that Hawkwood left his shield here after the Abyss Watchers have been killed, because this is the grave of one of Hawkwood's friends. Shield that belonged to Hawkwood, a deserter from the Undead Legion. The unique swordsmanship of the Watchers did not normally allow for the use of shields. The unique swordsmanship of the Watchers would not allow such a shield, and Hawkwood's very possession of it was telltale of his defeat, with the parry skill. So this actually gives us some decent backstory into Hawkwood's motivations and his own backstory. Apparently, as we've read before, he was once a part of the Undead Legion. Pretty much an Abyss Watcher at some point in time. You can see Hawkwood's not here currently. That's your signal that he has gone outside and left something there. So Hawkwood was once a member of the Undead Legion, but it would seem that he did not enjoy being a part of that, and instead decided to desert his position. Now, part of that may be because of whoever is in that grave, which may be a friend of Hawkwood's, or a lover, or anything like that. All we really know is that Hawkwood deserted the Legion for reasons of his own. Now then, you may look in the bottom right corner of my screen, and you see I have 110,000 souls. Yes, I did a little bit of farming, just a tiny bit. Am I going to spend all those souls on leveling up, though? No, not at all. I've spent plenty of souls on buying Titanite shards and some homeward bones, but what we're really going to be spending those souls on is to come over and talk to some guys and learn we're going to learn all these pyromancies first of all. Bursting Fireball, Fire Surge, Great Combustion, Poison Mist, Flash Sweat, Profuse Sweat. Gonna just get them all. Let's talk.
If you seek pyromancy to lands of the whole, at least.
So yeah, he's unfortunately not going to give us anything new.
Do not be what it.
And we have pyromancy tome to give to him, right? The Karthus.
Well. I've never seen anything like this. This inscription. This tome is from the catacombs. Fascinating. On this day, the teacher learns alongside the pupil.
Yeah. And we have the Grave Warden Pyromancy Tome, however.
I'm afraid I cannot accept this. This pyromancy tome is dark and delves into the depths of men where an untouchable flame resides. I cannot comprehend this myself, let alone teach it to you. It is a spell forbidden in the Great Swamp, and nearly everywhere else too. Only one terribly afflicted or burdened by deep sorrow could begin to understand this.
So, he tells us that we cannot use that Grave Warden pyromancy tome at all. Or at least he refuses to use that because, as he said, it delves into the depths of man. And with our last one, we gain Acid Surge, Karthus Beacon, and Karthus Flame Arc, all available. Karthus Flame Arc's actually pretty decent. Warriors of Karthus favored supplemental pyromancies, such as this, which was used to enhance the curved blades of its swordsmen. So you can reinforce your right hand with flame. Acid Surge will corrode weapons and armor. Karthus swordsmen attach great value to victory, and would not shun the use of such pyromancies, for where is the honor in death and scoured bones? So Karthus guys were pretty cool, because they're like, nah man, we either win or we die. Therefore we will win, because we don't want to die. Damage increased with consecutive attacks. Karthus' aggression has been likened to an uncontrollable fire, and since ancient times its beacon has been used as a signal for war. And that's a lot more souls, so we've bought every pyromancy we can get
you
from
found
him
a
for now.
tome in the catacombs. This spell is akin to chaos. It may even serve as a link to Izalith, home of pyromancies.
That's very telling.
Do not be gone for long. What is a teacher?
Considering we'll be going, well, further down in the catacombs. Now let's come talk to our sorcerer.
I suppose this means you're after sorceries.
Yep. So, we got a lot of sorceries we can learn. First thing, we're going to buy 3 sorceries. And now talk to him.
Oh, I have something for you. You're a fine sorcerer now. No mistake. You should have something to prove it. Go on. If I'm giving something away, you'd better well take it.
Alright, so as you can see, Orbeck gives us the Young Dragon Ring as long as we have bought 3 sorceries from him. Now, let's learn some more sorceries, specifically Spook, Oral Decoy. What's the other one? Hidden Body, I think, is needed. Oh, for anyone wondering, Spook, sorcery developed by surreptitious sorcerers at Vinheim, masks noises of the caster, and prevents fall damage. Their mastery of this sorcery alone allows Vinheim spooks to demand handsome payment for their services. So this is Fall Control and Hush together in one single sorcery. It's actually an extremely good sorcery. Oral Decoy, distract foes with a distant sound. Sound carries with it a strangely infectious resonance that may cause one to stray from their post and expose their back. So, you know, you make a sound and then enemies kind of move towards it. And Hidden Body, lost sorcery from Ulasil, land of ancient golden sorceries. Turn body nigh on invisible. Although perfectly invisible is unachievable due to the risk of dissipation, the caster need only stand still for a moment to blend into the environments with astounding camouflage. So notice what it says. Although perfect invisibility is unachievable due to risk of dissipation. Which means that kind of the way that this particular spell works is that you're partially removing yourself from existence in a way, so that your own existence is almost nothing. And that's why you can't achieve perfect invisibility. This basically, the way it works is that enemies won't aggro on you unless you're like right next to them. And I think that's very telling. The risk of dissipation, and I think that's a really cool extra little indicator of basically how the spell works. And I've always liked like supportive kind of spells that have interesting effects like this, which is why I like them. Hidden Weapons, another good one. Gonna grab that as well. Repair allows you to repair things. Twisted Wall of Light, negate magic by denying its claim to physicality. But we'll just go across the board here. How many have we bought? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think that's enough.
I don't mean to seem unequivocal, I hope.
I think it's 15. Sorry, 15 total, I think. So let's get 13, 14, 15.
I don't mean to seem unequivocal, I hope. Go. Oh. I don't mean unequivocal, I hope.
No, okay. Okay, fine. We'll just buy them all. Magic Shield, Repair, and Twisted Wall of Light.
How do you like gimmicks?
There we go.
Friend? This is a sign, a cipher, employed by sorcerers who use quietude to their advantage.
So for buying a bunch of spells from him, and you need to have bought Oral Decoy, Hidden Body, and Spook as a minimum. I think you might also need Hidden Weapon, not entirely sure about that. But I guarantee those three. You need to buy them, even if you already have Hidden Body, or even if you have Spook or Hidden Body or whatever, you're going to need to buy these in order to get this. You get the Silent Ally Gesture and the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring.
With this, you can be sure to tell friend from foe from your very first encounter. It's a very old practice at this point, but one that you deserve to know. I don't mean to see in exchange from in the form I hope. Promise to stay safe.
So you see that now that we've studied with Orbeck for a while, he's much nicer. It's not come again, it's promise to stay safe, and when you talk to him...
Oh, what is it? Forgot something?
It's not, oh, I suppose you're here to learn sorceries. So we've learned all of these sorceries now.
I don't mean to seem
and yeah,
overbearing,
he's got nothing new to say, so... That is everything Orbeck gives us, and let's go ahead and take a look at the new rings that we now have available to us. The Young Dragon Ring boosts sorceries. Ring given in Vinheim, home sorcery, when newly ordained as a sorcerer. Apropos to the Dragon School, the seal depicts an everlasting dragon. A young dragon presages the great length of the journey to mastery. So, you know, Vinheim... There's actually a reason why Vinheim loved dragons so much, and that's because the magic the sorceries are derived from the magic that was wielded originally by Seath the Scaleless, and how he was able to tap into his power, and then this is kind of like the sorceries that are performed by people pretty much are facsimiles of what Seath could do, which is why they depict them as dragons. And the Lingering Dragon Crest Ring, a special ring given to those who... Oh wait, no, we didn't get the Lingering one. This one expels the length of spell effects, yes, but we got the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring. Now where is that one? I don't believe I passed it. There we go, Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring. Ring of a clandestine guild of sorcerers based in Vinheim. Masked the sound of its wearer, the Dragon School held effective sovereignty over Vinheim, with a great many adept assassins at its disposal. So, this makes you move very silently. It means if you ever have, like, any enemies that you have trouble sneaking up on, you can just put this on. No sound at all. None. You move around very silently, so it's very nice in order to sneak up on enemies, roll around without them noticing. You can even run, and they generally won't notice you. So, it's actually kind of telling that Orbeck would have that ring available on him. If you take a look at his garb, he kind of wears a darker color garb and a darker set of equipment than the general mage equipment itself. And his arm is clipping through his knee. Well done. Very well done. See, that's how magical he is. He has dissipated part of his arm to clip through his knee. Let's just stop looking at that. Don't look, don't expose it. So Orbeck was likely some sort of Vinheim assassin, one of those spooks. And that would likely be why he has the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring available. Now, one more person that we can buy some spells from. Irina of Karim certainly has some stuff that she can give to us. Anyway, let's go ahead and stop wasting time and talk with her.
Oh, Champion of Ash, do you wish to hear it?
Okay, so we will not give the Deep Braille or Londo Braille of Divine Tome. I'm gonna just keep hammering that home. If you accidentally give it to her, don't buy the spell. So, she doesn't have a whole lot of miracles available at the moment, so we don't have a lot to worry about. Let's go ahead and get Heal, Medium Heal, Replenishment, Caressing Tears, Tears of Denial, Homeward, and Force, all available. We have now bought every spell available to us currently in the game.
You know, in my home of Karim, I was a nun. I would be pleased to share the tales of miracles with you. Although, to be honest, I only know a few. But if I had a divine tome, I could tell you many tales and more. Oh, only I cannot see.
She has those milky
Terribly
white eyes.
sorry, but you'll have to find me a divine tome in Braille. Have a pleasant journey, Champion of Ash. I pray for your...
So, yes, it costs us like 120,000 souls, but we now have every spell that we can currently get except for the Dark Miracles. Specifically because I don't feel like murdering Irina. In case you're wondering what happens, bad things happen if you happen to give her that Dark Braille Divine Tomes. So don't do it. Just don't you try it. Don't you try it. Don't you try. Okay, I'm actually gonna swap my equipment a little bit. We're gonna take out the covetous Silver Serpent Wing. Yes, I know. The blasphemy. Let me see, Saint's Ring or Deep Ring? Anyway, I want to attune some additional spells. Let's get the Karthus Flame Arc and Flash Sweat. I'm probably going to keep the Karthus Flame Arc with me for the next while. It's a pretty darn good spell for just buffing up your weapons a bit.
That is, wasn't it?
And we're actually going to put 2 Estus
But
over there.
be careful.
Just in case I want to use the Karthus Flame Arc a few times. Swap this over for the Ashen Estus Flask. And here's what I can do. I can actually just put my embers on there. Bam. Easy peasy. Alright, cool. We've done quite a bit to set ourselves up. With, after doing a few fun little side quests. And now we will be heading off to the abandoned tomb to continue ourselves down further. Because there's plenty of stuff to look at. And I'm going to continue cosplaying as a Black Knight. And currently I have equipped the barbed straight sword. And I have it +3. I went ahead and +3'd a great deal of weaponry so that I can swap from one weapon to another as I please. Because I like to do that. The Smoldering Lake. So before we go anywhere, let's take a look at this area. I will point out, I have everything on low quality, so... here, actually, let's go ahead and... put everything to high quality real quick. So you can see the difference between high and low quality. There's not a huge difference right off the bat, but it is visible. It is definitely visible. I think we can run in high quality. We'll see. If I start getting some frame rate issues or some chugging or anything like that, we'll go back to low quality and just continue with the game. So this place is definitely well named, the Smoldering Lake. As you can see, there is a lake bed there. Doesn't look very deep. There are just little embers floating off of everything. Even the trees look like they're embered up, much like an ashen undead, or like a Lord of Cinder, so very interesting. If you've been paying attention to a sound that's going on, that would be that. Whoops. Did not roll in time. So yes, there's a giant ballista off in the distance. A giant ballista off in the distance. Look at that. It is a triple ballista as well, just shooting. So there's a lot of upgrade material here. There's large Titanite shards all littered throughout the area. And I need to shut up a little bit so I can hear that coming. Or I can just look at it. There it is. Howdy. Roll. Roll. Also, this is a thing going on. This is a thing going on. Yeah! Giant electric worm. Guarding items. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you guys the easiest way to deal with giant electric worm. That's to stand on this side. And if you were paying attention, the ballista can hit giant electric worm. Although it can also go, it goes through giant electric worm and hits you as well. 1, 2, 3. Come on, giant electric worm. Actually, hitting this worm kind of is difficult. Heck, even seeing its health bar is difficult. So we're just gonna kind of chill here and let the ballista do the work for us. 1, 2, oh, well, 3. As you can see, the worm is taking a pretty good bit of damage, and for some reason it never looks this direction. So it just keeps getting destroyed. Is it dead yet? Oh! It is now. It is now. So for killing it, we get lightning, stake, and an undead bone shard, and access to grab this large titanite shard, and this other item which we could have grabbed, but it's much safer now, the Shield of Want. We will take a look at the newly acquired Miracle and Shield in just a moment. Now past that worm, if you were brave enough, there is a fog gate over there. It's a boss. I'm not going in there quite yet. I'm going to save that for the end of the area, considering it is the boss of the area. Go up here, grab another large titanite shard, and if we come in here and enter this little domicile, there is a bonfire. Which obviously we're going to sit out, because we took quite a bit of damage from that ballista. Alright, coolio. Now we can go ahead and take a peeky-poo at the new stuff we got, the Shield and the Miracle. So, Shield of Want, right here. Shield of an ancient king who was cursed by an all-consuming thirst. In the end, he was no king. The residue of the king's lust still smolders within this shield, increasing the number of souls absorbed when enemies are defeated. With the weapon skill ability. So if you equip this shield, when you gain souls from an enemy, you will gain an increased amount of souls. I think it's something like 20% more souls. And it does stack with the Silver Serpent Ring. If you guys are looking to farm some souls, pop this shield on, pop the ring on. It's actually a pretty good shield overall. It's not a bad shield at all. Now, next we've got the Miracle. Lightning Stake. A lost dragon-slaying miracle strikes with a stake of lightning. This tale describes the lost practices of ancient dragon slayers, who found that in order to pierce dragon scale, lightning should not be hurled as a bolt, but rather be thrust as a stake directly into the dragon's hide to be truly effective. Which goes back to Dark Souls 1, most definitely, where in order to peel off the stone scales of dragons, they had to thrust lightning into them. It takes 35 faith to wield, though, so if you're going for a faith build, lightning is going to be your main source of damage miracles. That's one of them, most assuredly. Now, as per usual, we have found ourselves a bonfire, and I think we'll end off the episode here and continue exploring outside at the lake on the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys. We haven't really fought anything, but we got a lot of lore stuff accomplished and read a lot of things, and I think that is pretty darn boss. So see you next time, guys, as we run out back into the Ballista Zone. Let's go!